Ever found yourself wishing your everyday spending could secretly be building your investment portfolio? What if your credit card wasn't just a way to pay for things, but a powerful engine automatically fueling your financial future? That's not some futuristic fantasy, it's precisely what M1 Finance aimed to deliver with its Owner's Rewards Card. While M1 Finance is discontinuing the Owner's Rewards Card program with card access suspended between May 15 and May 28, 2025, understanding how it worked in the broader M1 ecosystem is still incredibly valuable for anyone looking to optimize their finances. And who knows, M1 is known for innovation, so new features or cards could emerge in the future. For a long time, the M1 Finance Owner's Rewards Card was a game-changer for those who believe in automated, intelligent investing. Unlike typical cashback cards that simply give you a statement credit or generic points, the M1 card's unique selling proposition was its seamless integration with your M1 Invest account. This meant your cashback wasn't just sitting there, it was automatically channeled into your personalized investment pies, putting your money to work for you without you lifting a finger. Imagine earning rewards on your groceries, gas, and online shopping, and having those rewards immediately diversified across a portfolio of stocks and ETFs you've chosen. That's the power we're talking about. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty of the application and setup process, and discuss what this means in light of the card's discontinuation, let's set the stage. M1 Finance is more than just a credit card provider, it's a comprehensive financial platform designed for automated money management. From commission-free investing to low-interest margin loans and high-yield cash accounts, M1 aims to consolidate various financial aspects into one intuitive interface. The Owner's Rewards Card was a natural extension of this philosophy, providing a bridge between daily spending and long-term wealth building. For years, users flocked to the M1 Finance platform for its PI investing system, allowing you to create custom portfolios made up of stocks and ETFs, and then automatically invest and rebalance them. This hands-off approach to investing resonated with a wide audience, from seasoned investors looking for efficiency to beginners seeking a simplified entry point into the market. The M1 card amplified this automation, turning spending into investing. Now, you might be asking, why is this relevant if the card is being discontinued? Well, two key reasons. First, understanding the mechanics of how a product like this could work, and how M1 integrated it, provides valuable insight into the future of financial technology. Companies often iterate and release new products based on past successes and learnings. Second, if you were an M1 cardholder, or are considering M1 for other services, knowing the details of their past offerings and their approach to integration helps you navigate their current and future ecosystem. Plus, many of the underlying M1 account setup steps remain the same, regardless of the specific product. So, let's break down the application and setup process for the M1 Finance Card, focusing on what was involved and the core M1 account aspects that remain pertinent. Understanding the M1 Finance ecosystem and why the card fit in. Before you could even think about applying for the M1 Finance Card, you typically needed to have an M1 Invest account. This is the foundation of the M1 platform. It's where your pies live, where your investments are held, and where your cashback rewards would have been directed. Opening an M1 Invest account is a straightforward process, but it does require meeting certain eligibility criteria. U.S. citizen or permanent resident. You needed to be a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident, green card holder. Age, you had to be over 18 years old. U.S. residential address, a current U.S. residential address was required. U.S. phone number, a valid U.S. phone number was necessary for verification. Importantly, M1 did not allow VoIP phone numbers for account verification due to security concerns. The application for an M1 Invest account typically involved providing personal information, including your name, address, date of birth, and social security number. This is standard practice for any financial institution for Know Your Customer, KYC, and Customer Identification Program, CIP, requirements, designed to prevent money laundering and terrorist financing. In some cases, M1 might have required additional documentation for identity verification, especially if automatic verification through public data sources wasn't possible. Once your M1 Invest account was approved and set up, you could then consider applying for the owner's rewards card. Applying for the M1 Finance Card, a look back at the process. The application for the M1 Owner's Rewards Card was generally initiated from within your M1 Finance account, usually through the Spend tab. The process was designed to be seamless, leveraging the information M1 already had about you from your investment account. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.